It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
This is a Facebook question from Travis. Travis said, should I focus on putting more money in my Roth IRA or my Roth 457B? I'm a 31-year-old police officer who will retire at age 51. So there's some cool planning there, right? Like early retirement, has specific type of retirement account available. How would you talk to Travis about the Roth and walk him through that?
Is it either or? Can't be both, I guess.
You know what? If both is the Money Guy's answer, I think both is a good answer.
Well, and by the way, what y'all don't know, behind the scenes, Bo and I had some discussions, and I was like, look, I don't like those questions that pull us into gray zones. And you have found a way.
No, this isn't a gray zone.
You are wrong. This is wrong. You go in, because this is a good question.
This is a black and white.
But it does, okay. But Travis, being a police officer, here's the cool thing about 457s. And I'm going to give you a little context on where we go with this discussion. Retirement plans that your employer offer you, there's 401ks, there's 403bs, there's 457s. 401ks and 403bs, they have access issues. Look, if you leave, separate service and you're over 55, if the plan's written, if it's designed a certain way, you can actually have access to the assets at 55, not the 59 and a half like your traditional IRAs and rollover IRAs and so forth. 457s don't have that age requirement. So this is why it's brilliant for public safety, police officers, firefighters, and so forth, is because they typically get in the professions early. They retire early, so they're great planning opportunities, and they're offered by the governments, because that's 457s also have a component, especially with universities, governments, and other things for some special treatments. So I will tell you that, Travis, it's a blessing that you have access to this 457 and you even have the ability to do Roth. The problem, I still love Roth IRAs and the fact that you control everything.
That's right.
I mean, and the fact that you still get to choose the custodian, you get to choose your investments, you get to control the cost, and all those things. That's all brilliant. But there is an asterisk there that when I tell you that, because when you look at financial order of operations, step 5 is where Roth and health savings accounts fall in. Now, I know we have max out retirement, and this Roth could encompass your 401ks, your Roth 403bs and 457s. But I still love the IRA, but I have this caveat that I know you're probably going to retire early, and you might need this money. So that's why I'm in conflict over saying only do the Roth IRA, because what happens if he does the Roth IRA? I guess he could pull principal out.
You can
always pull
that's
principal
right. Yep.
basis out without the taxation. But it is going to be before 59 and a half. There could be some concerns there. I'm going to let you break the tie.
Well, no, I agree with everything you said. I think if you follow the FOO, it's gonna keep you where you need to be. If you don't have it yet, go to moneyguy.com/resource. So we have a free deliverable. You can actually have this, put it on your bathroom mirror if you like. But I think you said it exactly right. Follow the FOO. Step 5 is your Roth IRA. I think that's got to be your first stopping point, right? Well, odds are to max out your Roth IRA, that's probably not getting you to the 25% savings rate. It depends on your income and that sort of thing. So I'd love to see you do both. Just like you said, max out your Roth IRA, do the full $6,000 in there, and then start dumping money into your 457 as step 6, so that then you have the best of both worlds. That way you're not missing out. It's not an either or. It's not a one or the other. I probably would start with the Roth, and then I would go to the 457. And odds are, if you're going to do this for the next 20 years, both of those accounts are going to grow very, very nicely. You're going to have a lot of flexibility when you do retire at age 51.
I would also challenge Travis, as you get 5 to 7 years from retirement, you really do need to create a full financial plan where we talk about the bucket strategy all the time of the 3 pots of money: the tax-free, the after-tax, and the tax-deferred. I would strongly encourage you to try to figure out how that first, between early 50s to 59 and a half, where will you get access to your money when you retire early? Because more than likely there's going to be a pension because you're a public service employee. See how that all plays out and what will be required from your portfolio. And then now you can back into the calculation of how much will I actually need during that that 5 to 10 year period that I'm getting access to that money early. And then it can be a more complete answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only problem. I love our Q&A shows, but there's so much specific, individualized things that you have to do when you're actually landing the airplane and doing this for yourself. And that's why I think you can probably see the internal struggle I have, is because I'm trying to give you good general information, but it can't be advice because we don't know all your details. And that's a struggle because we want to do it right. And that's why I think great question, but just know you have more homework to do as you approach closer to retirement.